Hi everyone, welcome to lesson 4.2, video 1 on inflation. So just to start us off, think about something that cost a different amount 10 years ago. So you're going to fill in these blanks for yourself. I remember when blank used to cost only blank dollars. So for example, I might say, I remember when a candy bar used to cost only 75 cents. Now they cost like $1.25 or $1.50 or something like that. The reason why a candy bar costs more now than it used to is because of inflation. So inflation is just this idea that things change in value over time and that you need more money to buy the same thing. So for example, this bar graph here is showing that $20 worth of groceries in the year 2000. So let's say you could buy this bag of groceries right here for $20 in the year 2000. In the year 2014, that same bag of groceries is going to cost $27.50, and that's because of inflation. And then I also looked up, and in the year 2021, so this year, that same $20 bag of groceries from the year 2000 would now cost you $30.76. That's just inflation, which basically is saying that over time, the value of a dollar decreases. And if you look in your student notes on slide 3, you have a question about inflation. Take a second and write a definition for inflation in your own words. So, everybody should have savings for short-term and unexpected needs. For your long-term goals, however, you're going to need to amp up your earnings because of the inflation bandit. The inflation bandit silently steals your spending power by driving up prices of food, gas, clothes, everything over time. And as it costs more to provide goods and services, those costs are often passed on to consumers. So if you use an inflation calculator, which is what I did to figure out how much that $20 bag of groceries would cost in 2021, you're going to see that things become it looks like they're becoming more expensive over time. The increase in the cost for the same items is expressed as a percentage, which is the inflation rate. The historical long-term annual average for inflation is about 3%. Even at that growth rate, inflation would slash the value of your dollar nearly in half every 20 years. So if you stashed $1,000 in your drawer today, in 20 years, it would buy only $554 worth of stuff at today's prices. So when the rate of inflation is greater than the interest rate on your savings, your money may be growing, but it's losing spending power, which means that you're not going to be able to buy as much with it over time. And where this really comes into play is when we're talking about pay. So Whitney currently earns $7.25 an hour working part-time, and she learns that she has earned a 50-cent increase in her hourly pay. We want to know, is Whitney's wage increase enough to keep up with inflation, which is about 3%? And to do that, we're going to figure out what percent 50 cents is out of 725. So you're going to do 50 cents divided by 725, and that's going to give us 0.068. We multiply that by 100 to turn it into a percentage, because percent means per 100, cent means 100. And that's going to give us 6.8%. So Whitney has earned about a 7% wage increase, which is more than 3%. She's doing pretty well. We want to know what the minimum increase per hour she needs to at least match the average annual rate of inflation. And to do that, we're going to do 3% of 725. So remember, you need to convert 3% into a decimal. That's 0.03. You can do that by pressing that percent button on your calculator, moving the decimal 2 spaces to the left, or by dividing 3% by 100, because again, percent means per 100. So we get 0.03, we're going to multiply that by 725, and we're going to get 0.2175, which would be 0.2175 cents. We're going to round that to 22 cents, because you can't have 0.75 cents. So she would need a minimum of a 22-cent raise to keep up with inflation. Obviously, you want to earn a raise on top of just keeping up with inflation. And then you are going to complete that example with Justin's brother Derek on your own.